1973 arrived, keeping the bar high. It was a year full of releases that marked rock forever, featuring the debut of legendary bands, revolutionary albums, and increasingly bold sounds. From hard rock progressive, the music was alive, sharp, and ready for history. So, join us on this journey through the 10 great rock albums released in 1973.
All these lines in my face getting clear.
They were still unknown outside Boston, but they already had a hunger for the stage and for making history. In 1973, Aerosmith released their debut album. Young, loud, and with a vocalist who could be over the top, but ignited every verse with soul and savagery. The stakes were high, and the sound visceral.
Sing we now, sing for the year, sing for the love, sing for the tear.
Recorded in a hurry and on a tight budget, the album captured the rawness of the band live. Few touch-ups, few filters. Production was handled by Adrian Barber, but what stands out most is the instinct. Pure rock with street soul, loaded with groove and attitude. The album is Aerosmith. It features the original version of Dream On, still without its eternal anthem status, as well as tracks like Mama Kin and Make It. That's where it all began. The grit, the charm, and the chaos of one of America's greatest bands. Feel the raw explosion of this birth now.
Every time that I look in the mirror, and honey, your head left a one-way street. Well, you always got your tail on the way, shooting fire from your mouth just like a mountain dog. Hallelujah to you. What is the story? What's the walking dog? I'm just a walking yonder.
After years of exploring the limits of sound and mind, Pink Floyd decided to aim directly at the human heart. The Dark Side of the Moon isn't just an album. It's a journey through madness, time, greed, and the very condition of existence. A deep and painfully beautiful dive. Recorded at the legendary Abbey Road, with the competent assistance of sound engineer Alan Parsons, the album brought astonishing technical innovations. Analog synthesizers, multi-track recordings, samples, and cosmic echoes. And, above it all, lyrics that touched exposed nerves, with voice, soul, and silence. Songs like Time, Money, and Us and Them became universal anthems. But it's the whole that impresses. Dark Side is a complete work that pulsates like a living organism, an absolute milestone in progressive rock. Now it's time to let yourself be carried away by this eternal journey.
Breathe in the air, taking away the moments that make up a dull day. Money, get away. General Sack, and the lines on the line. And if the dam breaks open many years,
In the heart of Texas, three bearded guys mixed blues, boogie, and southern attitude to create a sound as dirty as it was irresistible. Tres Hombres was the album that put ZZ Top on the map and made the world listen to that drawling accent with much more respect.
oh, looking down, chance on make or break. Bucket thunder shifty in his sled neck snake.
Recorded in Memphis, the album captured the trio in full chemistry. Billy Gibbons unleashes razor-sharp riffs, while Dusty Hill and Frank Beard hold down the rhythm section with a saloon swagger. Bill Ham production kept everything raw, direct, and smelling of dusty roads. With tracks like La Grange, Waiting for the Bus, and Jesus Just Left Chicago, the album is pure Texan groove, with riffs that stick to your soul. It's the sound of a crowded bar, a sweating beer, and a guitar on fire. Time to feel the heat of this incendiary trio.
Been waiting for the bus so late. Jesus just left Chicago. And it triggers. Hellraiser. Riding down the Broadway on a Friday night. Well, here it's fine if you got the time. I was told a million times about the troubles in my way.
Before superstardom, global worship, and stadium operas, Queen emerged as a beast ready to bite. Their debut album is raw, ambitious, and full of sparks. A warning to the world that something different was emerging, theatrical, heavy, and sharp. Recorded at Trident Studios and D. Lane Lea Music Center. With production divided between the band and Roy Thomas Baker, the album still had an almost underground feel, but the essence was already there. Freddie's immense voice, Brian May's sculpted riffs, and drums that sounded like thunder in slow motion.
Father, I have sinned.
Keep yourself alive. Come on. Keep yourself alive. We'll take you all your time and the money. Liar.
Tracks like Keep Yourself Alive, Liar, and Great King Rat show Queen exploring hard rock with intelligence and their own unique style. It's the birth of an elegant and loud monster. Get ready, because now it's time to return to the majestic origin of this rock royalty.
Keep yourself alive. Yeah. Keep yourself alive. We'll take you all your time and
Where will I be this time tomorrow?
wouldn't you like to know? Or wouldn't you like to know? People that can burn this savage in the night to run like thieves in the kitchen. Liar. Everybody to see. Going down. See the Lord Jesus. Well, American man.
In 1973, Grand Funk Railroad decided to change everything. They dropped Railroad from their name, brought in Todd Rundgren produce, and fully dove into straightforward rock, with less psychedelia and more punch to the face. It was time to show they still had strength, and that they were alive in a new decade.
Ice cold water running.
Recorded in Miami, the album brought a leaner and more powerful sound, full of dry riffs and catchy choruses. And for the first time, Don Brewer, the drummer, took on lead vocals for the title track, giving the band a new kind of energy. Rundgren production made everything cleaner, more radio-friendly, without losing the weight. With songs like We're an American Band, Walk Like a Man, and Creepin', it's the kind of album that makes you want to get in your car and hit the road. A proud shout of identity and freedom. Now turn up the sound and feel the hot rumble of this American-blooded classic.
On the road for 40 days. Last night never stopped looking back.
You need to check out our list of 10 great rock albums released in 1972, one of the most incredible years in rock history. Unmissable. Click on the card appearing at the top of your screen.
If I leave here tomorrow.
From the American South came a band that spoke with twin guitars, sincere lyrics, and a rebellious soul. Lynyrd Skynyrd's debut album arrived with the boldness of those who knew where they came from and wanted everyone to hear the accent, the sweat, and the southern pride.
Woman made a fool out of me.
Recorded in Atlanta with production by Al Cooper, The album brought sharp arrangements and an energy of the road, of crowded bars and of warm sunsets. It was rock, it was blues, it was country, all together, with the raw honesty of those who lived every verse.
Where the sky, if I leave here tomorrow.
And there are eternal classics. Give Me 3 Steps, Simple Man, and of course, Free Bird. Pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd is one of the greatest journeys in rock history. This album isn't just a debut, it's a declaration of identity. Now turn up the sound and feel the weight and freedom of the original Skynyrd.
Now I'll tell you plainly, baby, what I plan to do. Tuesday's gone with the wind. Give me 3 steps, give me 3 steps of mist. Give me 3 steps towards invisible candle. If I leave here tomorrow, yes, I was going over.
Before the dual guitar anthems and worldwide success, then Lizzy was forging its identity with street poetry and growing weight. Vagabonds of the Western World was the last album with the original trio, and the first where Phil Lynott unleashed his voice with total conviction.
If you're looking for trouble, I take no lip, no one's tougher than me.
Recorded in London, the album mixes hard rock, soul, and almost mythical Celtic touch. The atmosphere was one of transition, of searching. Eric Bell still delivered soulful solos, and Lynott began painting characters with the pen of a wandering poet.
Yes, I was going over the Cork and Kerry.
Tracks like The Rocker, Little Girl in Bloom, and the powerful Whiskey in the Jar show a raw but soulful sound. This album is the point where Lizzy turns a corner towards greatness. Now it's time to cross the sonic roads of the Western world with them.
Oh, you the hero, 'cause you're a rocker. That's right, I'm a rocker. Blue eyes, oh baby blue, oh blue eyes. That loves a blushing little girl in bloom. You are my life. Yes, I was going over the Cork and Kerry. I'm gonna get running now.
After Tommy, The Who wanted more. More drama, more sound, more story. And Quadrophenia arrived, a modern epic about identity, youth, and rebellion. Jimmy, the protagonist, is just an ordinary boy, but his mind is a battlefield with 4 voices and no relief.
On the dry and dusty road, the nights we spent apart alone.
Recorded with giant ambition, the album used synthesizers, ocean wave effects, and urban recordings. Pete Townsend expanded the concept of rock opera with a dense and visceral soundtrack. Daltrey sings with anger, Moon destroys the drums, and Entwistle holds everything together with furious elegance.
Can you see the real me, doctor? Doctor!
Love Reign O'er Me, The Real Me, and 515 are just some of the peaks of this sonic mountain. Quadrophenia is intensity, confusion, and beauty all at once. Now enter this teenage storm and feel the weight of being too young in a world without a place.
Can you see the real me, doctor? Doctor! You declared you would be 3 inches taller. You only became. I am one. Inside, outside. Leave me alone. Inside. Love. Citizens of open glory.
With Selling England by the Pound, Genesis reached the pinnacle of British progressive rock, diving into complex soundscapes and lyrics full of poetry and social commentary. It was the moment the band defined its identity, balancing virtuosity and emotion.
There's always been echo Chicken, wake up, you got to tidy your room.
Recorded at the legendary Island Studios, with refined production by John Burns, the album features the genius of Peter Gabriel, Tony Banks, Steve Hackett, Mike Rutherford, and Phil Collins, exploring themes of English identity and cultural changes with almost folk delicacy, but always with grandiose instrumental passages.
There's always been asshole. Chicken, wake up, you got to tidy your room now. Sunday night, Mr. Farmer called.
Tracks like Firth of Fifth, The Cinema Show, and Dancing with the Moonlit Night show a sharp and inspired team, creating a rich and immersive sonic tapestry. Now, let yourself be carried away by this English journey that mixes dream and reality.
The path is clear, though no eyes can see. And you'd be the one who was laughing out of the living forest. Yes, it's the battle that once a man like the sea I raged. One man of steel, brand new, with beavers blazing torch.
In 1973, Emerson, Lake, and Palmer took progressive rock to new heights with Brain Salad Surgery, a grand, complex, and theatrical album that united instrumental virtuosity and sonic daring in every note. Recorded in London, the album featured production by Greg Lake and the genius of Keith Emerson on keyboards, Carl Palmer on drums, and Lake himself on bass and vocals. The compositions blended classical music, jazz, and rock with impressive fluidity, creating epic soundscapes.
We'd like it to be known, the exhibits that were shown, exclusively our own.
Tracks like Carnival 9, Toccata, and Still, You Turn Me On showed a band at the peak of their creativity, delivering an almost cinematic auditory experience. Now it's time to dive into this technical and emotional spectacle that is Brain Salad Surgery. Check out other amazing albums also released in 1973 that deserve an entire episode dedicated to them. Rolling Stones, Goat's Head Suit, a dark and intense turn in the Stones sound with decadent charm. Roxy Music, For Your Pleasure, futuristic glam and experimental art rock at the height of creativity. Budgie, Never Turn Your Back on a Friend, raw heavy metal with explosive riffs and underground attitude. Black Sabbath, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, dark metal with new layers of complexity and emotion. Uriah Heep, Sweet Freedom, melodic hard rock with progressive touches and a libertarian soul. Alice Cooper, Billion Dollar Babies, macabre theater and sharp rock wrapped in pure spectacle. Led Zeppelin, Houses of the Holy, a bold mosaic of styles where Zeppelin expands its limits. Paul McCartney and Wings, Band on the Run, sophisticated pop rock with narrative and post-Beatles sonic freedom. Yes, Tales from Topographic Oceans, cosmic and ambitious journey through transcendental prog rock. Mike Oldfield, Tubular Bells, an instrumental epic that united minimalism and grandeur. King Crimson, Lark's Tongues, and Aspic, radical fusion of prog, avant-garde, and bursts of dissonance. "1973 was heavy, creative, and unforgettable, a true feast for rock. Now tell me, which of these albums is your favorite, and which would you add to the list? If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with those who also love the sound. See you in the next video.